going. We can change it up if we want to. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Well, hi everybody. How are you tonight? It's good to see you. Good to have you here. I've been playing around. You can see with doing some Halloween overlays, so you might have to put up with that for a few days. Just been playing in Canva and not doing other things that I thought I was going to do. Oh my gosh. Let's see. First checking that sound level there is good. Showing up good. Showing up good there. Let me check this thing. That is supposed to be someplace that I can see it. Where is it? There it is. Pull over. Hey, you're supposed to pull over here. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Grab it. And there we go. Pull over here so I can see. It's on auto. Yeah, I'm just going to depend on auto for a bit. He's a good guy. So let's check in with everybody. Got Tamara here, and Tamara, oh, how's my sister? She is good. She went in today, and they are asking her to hang off any more treatment right now until she heals up a bit. They'll do some tests for any more cells, but technically right now she is cancer-free, but that, you know, there are chances are there's still things out there. So she'll probably still have to be on medication and maybe have to go through a chemo treatment still again. But right now she's healing and she's feeling pretty good. So that was good news all the way around for that. You know, just sore. What do you expect after a double mastectomy? Yeah. And pretty deep. So she's good, though. Thanks for asking, Tamara. I'll let her know that you're thinking of her. Anyway, I'm going to go take her some coffee tomorrow morning, I think. Let's see who else. Tamara's here, and Linda is here. There's Linda and Julia saying hi to each other. So I taught myself to crochet with YouTube, and I made the cutest pumpkins for my daughter. Julia, good job. I used to do finger crochet with the kids at school, and it was really, and Jeremy Massey started a new crochet channel. Did you know that he started another channel on crochet, because he's always been big into crochet. Yeah, so Jeremy has a new channel out there on crochet. I thought that was pretty cool. But embellishments. Oh yeah, it's a slow process. I did go shopping today. I went to the store and forgot the pineapple juice. Uh-oh. Well, you know. Still dragging your axles. I went to the store yesterday to pick up something that I was sure I didn't have anymore, and I'd lost it. I knew I'd had some, and I couldn't find it, and I looked all over. So I bought some, came home, went into the bathroom, and to put the new stuff away in my travel bag, and there was the old one sitting right there on the counter. I have a feeling that I have not been putting out enough glitter for the fairies, and they're a little bit irritated with me being gone, and they're just messing with my head. So it's time to put the glitter balls out and fancy sparkly things and feed the fairies and make sure they're happy so they quit hiding my stuff. There is Gail. Yay. Some elderberry. Help you get, yeah, Linda's working on getting your strength back. Oh, good. Julia, your ear, I hope, is getting better. And Lupe's here. Hey, Lupe, how are you? I'm going to apologize up front, Lupe. I read a book that you'll hear during while I'm gone on for in Oaxaca, and there were a lot of Spanish words in it, and I worked really hard at trying to get them right, but I think I butchered a couple. So just up front, you know, best effort was made. I did try, except some of the cities I goofed up on that. Oh well. Yay. Julia and bucket filled here. Have some wood leaves and some, that can't spell, not sure what else. Found leather leaves. Yeah. Thank you. Went through the same. Oh, thanks, Julia. The breast cancer returned after 19 years, and then it was in both sides. And unfortunately, it wasn't this one transferring, but it was in a lot of places. And she's been on Ibrance for a long time, and it was really making her awful sick and stuff. And so they finally got the tumors small enough and to release enough. They were concerned that they had wrapped around and possibly gone into bone, but they didn't. Yay! So we're good. And so you learned from Jeremy. That's great. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yay. Gail is here. Yeah, Jeremy he's been involved with that kind of hand art craft since he was young. Always enjoyed it. He's talked about that before. Taught the pumpkin one. That's great. Yay. Well, I have pumpkins to show you in my art today. I only found, so Julia, you'll have to take pictures of your crochet pumpkin and send them, and I'll show them tomorrow night. And then and anybody else, because I only got some pictures from Tamara and a couple of my stuff that I have to show. Let's see, my ears are, yeah. 37 days now in a row studying Spanish. Oh, I should be doing that. I keep, but, well, it'll see how it goes. I'll just do my hand talk. I always do. I have just enough words that I can remember to get myself in a fair amount of trouble, but also to be pretty amusing. And the kids used to laugh at me a lot. My students, they tried not to, because it was considered really rude to, laugh at an adult, especially your teacher. But I'd always encourage them to laugh at me because I was ridiculous. Yeah. And there is Angel. Yay. Angie, hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Because must have been Larry, because I'm having trouble hearing. Smooches, Angie, yay. They're too cute. I sent some a few minutes ago. Oh, I'll have to get them in tomorrow, Linda, because we'll see. I'm still not quite warmed up with pulling things in. Okay, I took Espanol. Yeah, I did too. I took Spanish in school too, and it was Senor McClure, our Spanish teacher in high school, was he he could never make it through an entire class without having to go take a cigarette break, and the teacher's lounge was across the room from his across the hall from his room, so where he could go and smoke. So literally, he would leave us in the middle of class to go take a smoke break, and he did it even during finals and during tests. And so there was a whole troop of us that would okay, what's the answer to this? What's the answer to this? Okay, who's getting number 7 wrong? I'm getting number 6 wrong. Who's getting this one wrong? And we literally, we were like third year Spanish. It was hilarious. We were seniors. We were the school officers, and we just cheated our way right through that class. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, thanks. Why are you yelling, Angie? Maria, yay. All right, you guys. So, let's start with some pictures here. Tamara sent in some pictures of that she sent of, let's see if there. This is her goddaughter, Ayak, I believe it is her goddaughter, and that has come and stayed with her, and she had some pictures that she sent of her from when she was there. Look at that cute whippet. Is that a whippet or an Italian greyhound? Oh my gosh, yes, Ayak is darling, but the whippet, great. Is it, you got to tell me, which is it, a whippet or Italian greyhound? She is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. And then these pictures, and I think this goes with the next one too. So there's this one, and then these two fit well with the next ones, I think, because Tamara had these wonderful pictures of kangaroos in her backyard. I just loved it. And then I think this is, she has the whippet, and there's another little, maybe there's a baby Joey under. Oh, there's two. There, oh, the roos. So are those whippets or Italian greyhounds? I just love them. They're I had a friend who, oops, whoa. Guess who forgot to lock the scene? Okay, lock it. Yeah. Whippets. Yes, I had a friend when I was working a long time ago, before Bob and I were married, a really long time ago, obviously. And she had whippets, and I just grew to love them. They were so much fun. Yes, great pictures. Thank you. Okay, now those are the roos. Okay, so now I have some drawings, and I don't know if this is focusing very well or not. Let me pull that down. Maybe it'll focus better there. All right, so last night I took a photo that I had done and redid it. It's the lily pad with a kind of a flower in it. I was doing that. So I'm just, what I wanted to show you guys was some stuff that I did with Lachlan and Layla when I was down in, the brightness needs to come down a little bit, down in Phoenix. So this is from an iPhone reference shot from an elephant photo I took in Mala Mala. Been doing some drawing, sketching with those. This is, I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is this little fox that I got from Painted Willow Art. And the way she had us do it, and it was kind of a fun little thing, a little whimsical thing. So I did that several times, I think. This is a fun pumpkin. Now, what was fun about this, and it's really pretty easy to do, if I can find a pen. What makes it such an easy pumpkin is you start with like this, not quite, almost like a teardrop for the center, like that. And then you make kind of a C shape, but it jumps up and comes around, and then up and around the other side, and another one, and another one. So then you can get the pumpkin things in it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. But then what I was able to do is I'll show you the next one. This one, I did it in all different kinds. I did it with a pen, went over it with a pen and lightly had different kinds of things. And you can, on once you get to this point, and you can color it in, or you can shade it in with different things, and then you can put the things that scribble down and these kind of vine things. What was fun about doing this was I did this with Lachlan, and he was able to do this as a 5-year-old who does it. He's all football, and he had so much fun. So you can do them all different kinds of faces. So I was doing pumpkins, having a good time with them. Oh, there's a practice on that fox thing. And did another one with the whole thing. And I think Layla and I did this one off of YouTube. We were drawing one day. And then we did Jack Skeleton, and it was on a Jack Skeleton thing for kids. But we realized that when we watched Nightmare Before Christmas again later on, that they had us color it all in, and he wears a pinstripe suit, and his eyes are a little bit different than that. So I'm going to do that one again, and the hands turned out kind of weird. So that was on Art for Kids Hub. And more goofy birds that we were playing with. Tried again. Trying to do another fox and some other kind of things. Oh, and then last night I was I was trying to do these things. I was coming up with like Ursula with from Little Mermaid, but she had sunglasses and all kinds of stuff. And then I did another one of my stupid birds. And then this kind of came to me, and it kind of developed. You know that little guy, one of the little bad kids in Nightmare Before Christmas, of the 3 kids that are the Oogie Boogie boys that double cross Jack. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure it's one, but it kind of just became kind of things, and I was just fiddling drawing last night while I was watching something else. And that's the end of that. What else in here have I to show you guys? Oh, so I was doing some, we tested, that Distress brand of watercolor crayon. I got it at Joann's. It's not very good. I left it for Layla, or for Layla to let Lachlan use, because he always wants to use her good ones. And he kind of makes a mess of them. But they didn't, they were really smooth going on, but they did not dissolve very well and become watercolor. So that was kind of disappointing. This was one of the ones where I did that same pumpkin type thing, but instead of going over it with ink, I used watercolor crayon and used that to change that up, and then went over it with some colored pencil too, and to make a little scene. Another elephant. Oh, those are rhinos. Back there, we've been playing. You've seen those things. Yeah. All of that kind of stuff. That one. So that's what I've been doing for my art. Where am I? There I am, right there. So back to seeing what you guys have to say. Yes, Sally, my daughter and son-in-law dressed up as Jack and Sally, and Layla was the Oogie Boogie Man, and I don't know if Lachlan was born. Oh my gosh, Annalena was a stunning Sally. She just was absolutely crazy good as Sally. This year they're doing Philip, let's see, they're doing the Top Gun new Maverick thing. So Lachlan is like dressing as Maverick, and Annalena, or Philip, is dressing as what are the Rooster? Yeah. And I can't remember what else they're doing, but they're decking out their house. It was crazy. The Tim Holtz, yes, Tim Holtz distress crayons. I picked them up at exactly. I picked them up at a kit up at Joann's, and I was not impressed at all. I mean, I've used the Sargents. I've used the Lear. I have a set of the Lear, and I have Caran d'Ache, and the distress, the Tim Holtz. They're nice, easy to travel with kind of thing, and they're all compact. I don't know how much actual crayon you get in that plastic holder thing. They go on very smoothly. What they were terrible on watercolor paper, but they might do okay on like mixed media paper that doesn't have a lot of tooth to it. I wasn't impressed. So anyway, these are all, thank you. Nightmare Christmas is one of my, yes, Nightmare Before Christmas has always been a favorite. I remember we took the girls to it. I mean, gosh, they were young, and yeah, I think Annalena was 9, and it became a thing with us. I've always loved Tim Burton though, but especially the Fox and the Pumpkin. Thank you. The Mayor is funny. Oh yeah, there was a, and if you, I did a Instagram reel of this neighborhood in Annalena and Philip's new neighborhood that this guy had decorated. They have a contest, and he did his house in 2 sections. It was in Hocus Pocus and in Nightmare Before Christmas. So in the first part of the house was in Hocus Pocus, and the other part was in Nightmare Before Christmas. And you could get your picture taken with Jack, and there were buttons to push that were interactive, and the mayor started spinning his head, and it was so fabulous. It was just amazing. Left the treat and forgot the truck. Can you believe I've never seen it? What's up with that? What? You've never seen it? Oh my gosh, Gail, you have to watch it. It is just too great. It is great. It's a great combination Halloween Christmas story, and it's really, oh, it's so wonderful. Yep, the mayor has 2 faces, and that was the guy had it. He made the head for his mayor out of a lampshade, and then he put it on a spinner so that it would spin back around and had the 2 faces on it. It was brilliant. It was just so brilliant. The whole setup he had was amazing. Yeah, and they had parts of the movies showing on parts of the houses. Oh my gosh, it was really cool. The whole neighborhood they have a big contest. Philip and Annalena decided to wait this year out, can see what everybody did, and then Philip will go whole hog next year. he loved it. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, maybe here. Hang on. I wonder if I go to here and go to, all right. Let's see. I don't know if the sound will come through. Here, I'm going to go to my iPad. All right. And I don't think the sound will come through. I have it set to sound. So this was this guy's house, the Instagram reel I did. So there was the head that spun around right there. And then you could get your picture taken with Jack right there. You pushed a button next to it and Jack would start talking to you. So the whole house had the spinner wheel with the big oogie boogie. The night we went, the clouds were amazing. That was what the house looked like at the front. Can you hear me? Am I in? Oh no, good, I'm not muted. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. All the sparkly stuff. And that was the Hocus Pocus section right there with the cauldron. And they had the eye and the book. It was very very cool. Anyway, so that was that. Yay. All right. Well, that's that stuff. We got through that. Yeah, it was very impressive. It was very, very impressive. I was just blown away. Um, crafting Halloween stuff, found some Nightmare Before Christmas character buttons, so I have 0. Oh, how cool. Yeah, they had a 0 flowing around and floating back and forth. It was really, really good. Last year for it's just wonderful. So anyway, from that, we're going to our story time. And if you saw my little blurb in where I did the intro for when I set this up, it's not often that a storybook character gets to tell her originator her own story. that, that a storybook character gets to write her own biography, basically. And so that's what this one, I thought, since we'd been doing some Tomie dePaola and we'd had a couple of Strega Nonas, I thought it really, she talks about what Big Anthony did and all these he's been kind of the star. So how did she get come to be? And so I thought tonight I would share her story with you, and that is Strega Nona, her story. Yes, as told to Tomie dePaola. It's so great. I just love this whole concept of a storybook character that turns around and writes a book about herself, or has a book written about herself. It's amazing. I think it's just a great thing to do. So here we go. Strega Nona, her story as told to Tomie dePaola. It all began one night a long time ago, a little village in the hills of Calabria, in the country now known as Italy. Almost everyone was fast asleep. The weather was fierce that dark night. The wind blew and blew, a cold rain fell, and a baby was about to be born. "Oh, my poor wife," Giuseppe, the young husband, said to Zia Rosa, who was there to help. "Every child of ours was brought into the world by Grandma Concetta. But with this terrible weather, how will she be able to come down from her little house on the hill?" Hours passed. The wind blew harder. More rain fell. Still, the baby didn't come. "Where is that baby?" Giuseppe asked. Zia Rosa lit a candle. "Perhaps it is waiting," she answered. "For what?" Giuseppe asked. "For me!" cried Grandma Concetta, bursting through the doorway with a gust of wind. "No grandchild of mine can be born without me." Taking off her cloak and rolling up her sleeves, she headed for the bedroom. "Follow me, Rosa. Now the baby will come." And sure enough, a baby girl was born in no time at all. "Ah," said Grandma Concetta, looking down at the new bambina. "She shall be called Nona, and she will become a strega." As soon as little Nona could walk, Grandma Concetta took her along with her when she gathered herbs and weeds for her lotions and potions. Grandma Concetta was a strega, and all the villagers came to her for cures and advice on many things. "Ah, Nonnalina, here is a rosmarino, rosemary, very good for growing hair, especially on bald heads. Also excellent as a furniture polish." "And here is aglio salvetiso, wild garlic, the only thing for an upset stomach. Come along. Let's see what else we can find." Linda, if you share this with your Italian friend, apologize to her for me because, yeah, we'll see. By the end of their walk, Grandma Concetta's basket would be filled to overflowing. When little Nonna was old enough to go to school, she was sent to study with the sisters of the convent. There she met little Amelia, and they became best friends right away. Nonna helped Amelia with her lessons, especially spelling and writing, and Amelia, in turn, loaned Nonna her pretty hair ribbons, even though Nonna didn't ask for them. One day, Amelia looked at Nonna and said, "We should do something different with your hair." So Amelia curled it. Perhaps braids are better. Best of all, look at what she did to her hair. They curled it and look at how it stood out. Oh my gosh. Best of all, Nonna and Amelia liked to visit Grandma Concetta. While Nonna held the big book of spells and Amelia turned the pages, Grandma Concetta always said, "I knew the first time I looked at you, Nonna, that one day you would become a Strega. But I had no idea I would have 2 little girls to pass my magic down to. I am filled with contentezza, contentment." Nonna and Amelia watched Grandma Concetta mix her lotions and potions. They listened as she talked to the villagers about their troubles, headaches, warts, baldness, and other worries, and gave them her remedies along with good advice. And after all the villagers had gone back down the hill, at the end of the day, Grandma Concetta gave the girls wonderful plates of steaming hot pasta. It appeared from her pasta pot as if by magic, and it tasted so special that Nonna and Amelia always asked Grandma Concetta what her secret ingredient was. But Grandma Concetta would only smile and say nothing. When the girls finished the convento, the convent school, it was decided that they would go to the city and enter the Accademia della Strega, the Academy for Stregas, where they would learn the most modern ways to do magic. Amelia loved the city, the bustle, the noise, and most of all, the shopping. And she loved learning to use the Academy's machines and new scientific ways to do spells. "Nonna," she said, "this is all so much better than the old ways Grandma Concetta uses." But Nonna missed the old spells. She didn't like the city streets, and she longed for walks in the country with Grandma Concetta, whom she missed most of all. So Nonna went home and climbed the hill to Grandma Concetta's house. "Well, cara mia," Grandma Concetta said after hearing Nonna's story, "the Accademia is not for everyone. I have a feeling you need to be right here with me." So Nonna began learning to be a Strega from the best Strega of them all, Grandma Concetta. She learned how to mix lotions and potions. She turned the pages of the big book for Grandma's Concetta, and she watched the way Grandma Concetta treated each villager who walked up the hill to ask for help. Every day, Nonna cleaned and polished Grandma Concetta's pasta pot. She knew it was a magic pot, but Grandma Concetta never showed her how to use it. And whenever Nonna asked about it, Grandma Concetta always answered, "There will be time enough, Nonna. Now, here's how you make the lotion to remove warts." "Nonna, Grandma Concetta, it's Amelia home for a visit." Oh, it was so good to see Amelia again. They all kissed and talked, and Amelia talked the most, telling Nonna and Grandma Concetta all about the machines at the academy and the fancy scientific methods she now knew how to use. "Did you learn any of the old spells?" Grandma Concetta asked. "Oh, yes, indeed," Amelia answered. "Watch the goat. and she opened her notebook and chanted some strange words, capra goat, letto roof, and presto, with a bang and a cloud of smoke, Grandma's goat was on the roof. Ecco fatto, that's it, she exclaimed proudly. It's a spell for moving things up. We used it to put things back on shelves. Isn't that wonderful? Very good, Amelia. Now, will you get my goat down? Grandma Conchetta asked. Amelia looked through her notebook. She looked and looked. I must have gone shopping that day, she said. Maybe Nonna can do it, Grandma Conchetta said. Nonna looked up at the roof. Then she ran into the house and came back with a bottle of olive oil. She climbed up the tree next to the little house and poured some olive oil on the roof. And the goat slipped and slid right off. Oh, Nonna, how marvelously clever you are, Amelia said. But look what I have from the academy. And she opened her purse and pulled out a big piece of parchment. This is my diploma that says I am a genuine Strega. Now don't worry, Grandma Conchetta, Nonna. I'm not going to give you any competition, she said, laughing at her own joke. But I am opening up a business in the town on the other side of the mountain. It's much bigger and busier than our little village, and it has so many shops. You must come and visit me and see, she told them. Well, I'm off. Arrivederci, sweet Nonna and sweet Grandma Conchetta. Oh, night, Angie. Take care, girl. That evening, Nonna and Grandma Conchetta sat outside before Nonna went home, and Nonna was very quiet. Nonnolina cara, Grandma Conchetta said. What is the matter? I guess I'll never be a real Strega like Amelia. I won't ever have a diploma. Oh, Grandma Conchetta said, you don't need a diploma to be a true Strega. You already have everything you need. You have the spirit and kindness that come from the heart. And when I pass my practice over to you, I will tell you the ingrediente secreto, the secret ingredients. Then you will be the only true Strega, but a great one. Years went by, and one day Grandma Conchetta called Nonna to her. It's time, Nonna. I am ready to retire. I'm going to spend the rest of my days at the seashore, and you must take my place. You shall have my little house, my book of spells, my herbs, and my remedies. And in the cupboard, I shall leave you my pasta pot with something inside it. And with that, Grandma Conchetta said, from this day forth, you shall be known as Strega Nona. Then she put on her cloak, picked up her bag, and started down the hill. Nonna stood in front of the little house that was now hers. She waved and waved until Grandma Conchetta was out of sight, and Nonna wiped away a tear and walked inside. She went straight to the cupboard and looked in the pasta pot, and there she found a letter. Cara Strega Nona, my magic pot is now yours. Whenever you are hungry, sing the little song written here, and the pot will bubble and boil and fill with fresh pot pasta. When you have enough, sing the second song. But then you must blow 3 kisses and the pot will stop. For that is the ingredient segreto, love. It is the same written all. It is this. What is it? It is the same. Oh, it is the same with all your magic. Always love. Your Grandma Conchetta. Many more years passed, and Strega Nona was loved by everyone. She helped all the people who came to her with their troubles, even the priest and the sisters of the convent. She did have a magic touch. And always, Strega Nona never forgot the ingrediente segreto. Life was happy in the little house on the hill. Strega Nona kept the goat, a peacock, a rabbit, and a dove for company. There's Tomie dePaola's white dove. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help keep her little house and garden and her dear animals. So she went down to the village and put up a sign. And the next day, there was a knock on the door. The rest is history. And that's the story of Strega Nona, her story, and how she began. I love that. Oh my goodness. That is so great. I really like it. Isn't it? Uh-oh, Anthony coming in. Exactly. Uh-oh. But I love that one in the letter. What is so great about the whole thing that Tomie dePaola did. For that is the ingrediente segreto, love. It is the same with all your magic. Always love. Your Grandma Conchetta. Just the way he manages to put that message into so many of his books. I chose this book tonight. There was another book I thought I was going to read, but it is a Christmas story. And so I'm going to wait and save that for in December to read. And because it's one of the Christmas story I hadn't read in a long time. And I don't think I read it last year during Vlogmas when I started doing this and reading a different story every day. And some of those stories will probably come back. But for this one, I thought it was really a really good way to show how Tomie dePaola brought that all together in all of his stories so well. And the illustrations and the smile on Strega Nona's face. And there is, like I said, the dove. And I still need to look up about why he had put the dove, the white bird, and it became a symbol for him. But I know it had something to do with his faith. But it's how Strega Nona always has that wonderful, sweet smile on her face. It's just wonderful. And everybody, the way the little boy is looking up to her, just the goat, olive oil on the roof to get the goat off the roof. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. I love it. I'm glad you like him. I grew up, yes. Well, I was married to him. Sadly, many of my family members are gone. Yeah. My brother-in-law is Italian, and well, he's Italian and Norwegian, which was pretty funny. His parents were a hoot, always a hoot, because they always said it was one of the reasons that they stayed together so long they could get through any fight was because Harry, Jim's dad, would argue in Italian, and Vereen, who was this tiny little thing, would argue in Norwegian. And neither one could understand what the other one was saying. And I just thought that was hilarious when Vereen told me that. She says, that's the key. She says, our key is that we fight in different languages and nobody knows what the other one says. And I just thought that was hilarious. And but it was pretty funny. So I hope I did okay with some of those. I forgot some of the other it's been a long time since I've read this book aloud and didn't practice it ahead of time, but it's good. Furia's Italian and her mother's now 90. She stopped making her own pasta sauce and pasta 2 years ago. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, you guys. So we've had another Tomie dePaola, and there is just one. He has a very short book, and it doesn't take a whole, and I know I've been on long, But this one should take about 2 a minute at the most. And it really says, it says a lot about what we are as a group and what I stand for, and what I think is pretty spectacular. And this is called, it's not a Strega Nona, it's called Look and Be Grateful. It's a very simple, very short, by Tomie dePaola. Look and be grateful. Open your eyes and look. Open your eyes and see. And say, thank you. For today is today. Be grateful for everything you see. Have gratitude. Today is today, and it is a gift. So be grateful. Yeah. I just wanted to close tonight with that short little book, because I am truly grateful for each and every one of you, and for you inviting me into your homes, and for coming on into mine, and for the community that you have helped create here, and the joy and purpose that this gives me. It is so wonderful. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I am just so grateful. So until next time, everybody, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, but the first place you'll find it is in your mirror. You bet. Oh, and I think I have another little thing I was playing with on Halloween overlays. Watch out. Come on. Is it going to go? Next one. Let's see. There we go.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Ooh, feeling alright.
Speed up
We won't
that
go
background
home.
video so that
Just
the
stay
skeletons do a little more
downtown.
dance stuff.
There's not just stars on the boulevard. They're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards. I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking
Yes.
like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal.